This is Pulse 95.
Pulse 95.
It's the Morning Majlis. It's the Morning Majlis.
That's right. Welcome back to the program. Talking all things travel here because Air Arabia, the Middle East and North Africa's first and largest low-cost carrier based here in the Emirates, has announced the resumption of direct flights between Sharjah and Baku in Azerbaijan starting on July 11th. Pretty interesting place, Baku. In essence, resembles a blend of Europe and Asia and acts as the financial hub of its country, a city that is a true example of past meets future, offering everything from skyscrapers and modern boutiques to important historical sites.
Yeah, great to see that Sharjah as an emirate is connected to this fascinating destination. Very popular amongst travel agencies and those looking for a quick getaway because of its enticing deals and affordable travel options. So what we're seeing is that there is going to be a free COVID-19 insurance coverage, according to Air Arabia's service and offering. The insurance is automatically included as part of the booking and no additional documents are required from passengers. That gives you a little bit of a relief. And Azerbaijan obviously went through a little bit of a tricky political situation. Now that that has calmed, things have been improved and a lot of people are looking at traveling over there. Now, it does have complicated borders, that's for sure, but looking at a couple of fun facts for you about Azerbaijan. If you go to Azerbaijan and have a cup of tea, do not be surprised if they drop a bit of jam in your tea, because apparently they sweeten their tea using this jam.
That is interesting. I never thought anyone would do that.
Yeah, and so whenever there's a matchmaking as well, the tea tray gives a good indication of how the arrangements are progressing. So if you go to a wedding, if it's served without sugar, more negotiating needs to be done. And if it's sweets, then a wedding is definitely on the cards when it comes to matchmaking.
Ooh.
So tea is the thing for them. That's incredible. And, well, it has a city built on stilts as well. That's an interesting one. There's in the Caspian Sea, it is an entire stilted city. It was built in 1949, and the little communities have cropped up around those with bakery shops and cultural areas, hostels, and some wonderful, interesting aspects. Now, Azerbaijan's currency is known as manat, and they look a lot like euro banknotes with similar sizes, but each note is themed with different aspects of national identity. So on 5 manat notes, you'll find some script of the national anthem, while on the 20 manat bills are decorated with sword, shield, and helmet to signify power.
Ooh.
So yeah. And it's an incredible place for sure, but you can also float through the capital. Apparently there's a nice little waterway, man-made waterway, that flows between shops. It's like a little bit like Venice, for example.
Yeah.
So that's amazing. And so, well, that's those are little fun facts. But another interesting fact that I found out through these websites is that newborns are bathed in salt water. Okay, no problem. And most people have gold teeth. It's a snazzy way to replace their rotten teeth, so they get gold teeth.
Now that's interesting.
Wow, well, so much to learn. You learn new things every day, but yes, interesting place to travel to. But we're proud that the Emirate of Sharjah is connected to Azerbaijan through this new Air Arabia service. And furthermore, another airline has decided to join the ranks of Sharjah International Airport.
Yeah, certainly. We've got Sharjah Airport receiving the inaugural flight of the Kazakh airline Fly Aristan, coming from the Almaty International Airport. Greeted here in the Emirate with a traditional water cannon salute. The airline seeks to benefit from growing demand for travel to and from Sharjah by building this line with a frequency of 2 weekly flights as well. Really cool to see activity propping up in the tourism and travel sectors.
Definitely exciting times indeed, and we're very, very proud of what's happening in Sharjah. And as the aircraft had landed, it was met by Sheikh Faisal bin Saud Al Qasimi, the director of Sharjah Airports Authority, as well as the ambassador of Kazakhstan to the United Arab Emirates, Mr. Madiyar Menilbekov. And it was a great occasion for the country to welcome the new low-cost carrier from Kazakhstan. We wish Fly Aristan every success in this new step. With the opening of the direct flights between Sharjah and the city of Almaty, which will give more possibilities for travelers who wish to visit Kazakhstan in order to entertain or even for corporate business perspectives as well. So exciting times indeed. We're very happy, and we look forward to more increasing connections between Sharjah and the rest of the world. Well, time now for us to take a bit of a breather. We shall return after some musical entertainment, and we also meet one of our listeners here on Pulse 95 who has won the Sharjah Police's Open Innovation Award. She got the first place in the category of ideas. She'll be joining us on the lines here on Pulse 95.
This is Pulse 95.
Pulse 95.
It's the Morning Majlis. It's the Morning Majlis.
Well, Amazon Prime Day is now upon us. Two-day deal blitz taking place today and tomorrow. And what it is essentially is discounts for Amazon Prime subscribers. And this is such a big deal in other countries. In the United States, for example, that when you have Amazon Prime Day, you have anti-Prime Day sales from other retailers just to try and compete with all the deals in the four here. But here in the United Arab Emirates, we've got a lot of Amazon Prime subscribers. And sales are expected, in fact, to double this year, according to reports.
Yeah, this is going to be exciting times for everyone, really. Look, a lot of people wait for these deals, and when they look at online shopping, they look at which retailer or which e-commerce platform is going to get them a little bit of a bargain. But for us consumers, it is also a way of encouraging us to buy it, and you think you want to be part of the bandwagon, because you see you drive around the city, you see billboards popping up, and then you hear it on radio stations like us talking about it, and then you just get this little sudden urge to say, I want to buy something, even when you don't need it. And this is where I'm kind of skeptical of it, but then in the end, it's business. This is how things work. And I'm going on the I'm a Prime subscriber, okay? I'm on the front page, and there's some deals on Super Towel. There's a deal on Finish dishwashing liquid. Nice. Don't need it yet. Adidas slippers, men's sandals. Great. That's amazing. Yeah. And then a few other things. But then in terms of recommendations, I've only got cables. Your Type-C cable, the USB ports, and that's... So obviously I've been buying those kind of things on Amazon. But yeah, looking at that, it's kind of handy for those type of equipments, because I'm saving around 20 to 30 dirhams, so not too bad. But yeah, this is a very enticing time, and shout out to our very own friend Gabby as well, who is our videographer, who keeps on telling me of buying things online whenever I need it for my cameras, whether it's for the laptops, or whether it's for any other gadgets that you need. So on that front, I'm a big fan of buying things online, but other things, I'm not too sure about buying things online, really.
Yeah, the thing about it is it's not as popular here. I mean, so people are starting to pick up on it. According to the data right now, they're saying that when it comes to Prime Day sales here in the UAE, they're usually 140% higher than the normal daily average. But in the United States, on Prime Day, the sales are 250% higher than the average. So it's a big deal in other countries. Here, it's a bit of a nascent market, they're describing it. But when it comes to buying things online, Amazon has just a bit of everything here. And people across the world rely on it for even groceries and just through everyday things and basics and necessities, whereas here maybe it's not as necessary, especially when we're spoiled for choice with you just call up the grocery store next door, they'll deliver. So
yeah, I think for most of these things, especially when it comes to household items, and we've talked about this in greater detail, like whenever Sharjah Co-op has their flash sales on a weekend, we've been there, and I've we get those messages now from these big supermarkets. If you've got their app, if that's the easiest way. You go in, pick it up, make sure you can physically make sure that the expiry dates haven't run out. So it's within the dates of it being consumable or usable as well. So it makes sense, right? So. But for other things, I can stand if people were to buy things online. Speakers, for example, you know which brand you're after. You know which kind of you have a basic understanding of the voltage and the watts and how loud certain things can be. Books are huge because this time round, they're deals of up to 67%.
Oh, wow.
On Harry Potter box sets. So if you haven't joined the bandwagon of having J.K. Rowling's brilliant scripts and a big collection, then this could be your moment to shine. And looking at other products, fashion, you can save up to 50% on watches, shoes, and bags as well.
Yeah, pretty big sale here on just about everything as well. And a statement from Vice President of Amazon in the Middle East. He said, we have a shop local section, and over 50% of what we sell comes from sellers locally. So it's very important to be inclusive of businesses here in the country as well. They're saying the e-commerce market in the GCC is expected to grow very rapidly. It's going to be going from $5 billion back in 2015 to $50 billion in 2025 as well. They're saying millennials account for 45% of the user base, and food and delivery and grocery shopping in particular is expected to grow very rapidly as more and more people go online to buy their basic necessities.
Yes, it is exciting times indeed, and let us know if you are purchasing or looking at buying something useful, in particular with your gadgets, or whether it's your mobile phone device, your laptops, or even any other items. Let us know what kind of things you buy on e-commerce websites such as Amazon. Now, it's interesting that after Amazon's sale or the Prime Day sales, we've got Noon that is coming up with their Yellow Friday, with their Tuesday sales. So,
oh, really?
Yes, it's crazy. I mean, this week, literally, they're making people use up their last bit of savings they had before the salaries come in. So you never know. Very cheeky over there. But yeah, let us know on the text lines 4215 what you think about it, because it's great to get some more thoughts on the matter. Text us, and we shall return right after the musical entertainment that Pulse 95 has to offer, and we'll continue the discussions from there on. Up next, certain products are still stuck on this vessel that got stuck on the Suez Canal. It's back in the headlines. Well, stay with us. This is the Morning Majlis, only on Pulse 95.
This is Pulse 95.
Pulse 95.
It's the Morning Majlis. It's the Morning Majlis.
Good morning and welcome back onto the Majlis. We're going to be concluding our discussions here on the program, but we do that with a bit of sports. We have some interesting developments. We have Usain Bolt, who's now a father of twins.
Interesting names.
Theo Thunderbolt and Saint Leo. So that is a great name, Thunderbolt.
That's the best.
That is a very tactical name.
Yeah.
And Saint Leo Bolt, he has announced on Instagram on Father's Day with a lightning bolt emoji next to each of their names. So congratulations to Usain Bolt.
That's a good. I like the play on words here, because Kanye West did the same thing.
Yeah.
He named his kid North, so it's Northwest. It's pretty appropriate.
Well, it's just these celebrities. They do want to go really, really creative.
Yeah.
Now, the big news from the Euro is look, Turkey, what they say is they've been described as, their campaign described as an unacceptable disaster from what they've played. And I think they did have a very disappointing finish, especially when their game against Italy was so tight. They've not done a very good job. Wales has qualified for the next round, which is which is great, are following that encounter. So interesting to see what's going to come up next in the world of Euros.
Absolutely. And, speaking of Wales, they faced off against Italy, where Italy won against the 10-man Wales. And Italy's continuing a perfect run. They're on top of their table, and they've dominated most of the game. They're looking absolutely fantastic. They managed to score in the first half, Matteo Pessina, despite Wales being reduced to 10 men. They managed to pull this off, and Italy's manager, Roberto Mancini, said, we are happy, but after the group stage, it is a new competition. And we've got a slew of games today. Finland and Belgium, I'm looking forward to that. Belgium, what an incredible team.
Yeah, Belgium is they've been on fine form, winning 2 out of 2. They look to be in fine form, and they'll definitely top this group. It should be straightforward, a walk in the park for them, really. Netherlands looks very definitely qualified for the next stage. England, Czech Republic, that's going to be a good contest on Tuesday. And a game that's worth catching, just to see which team is going to top the group, so that they can progress to the stage ahead. And France and Germany look to be the teams to go through. Spain, a disappointing performance once again. Only 2 points, 2 draws in their 2 games, and it didn't look like a very tricky group. It didn't look like a group that would bother Spain. But given the star power that they've got, and given the fame that the Spanish team has enjoyed over the past 2 decades, it hasn't lived up to it. So I think that was another disappointing campaign for sure. But Germany's got to pull the socks up, really. It's not been the greatest of all. After a 4-2 win over Portugal did redeem it a bit, but they need to get their act together and keep that momentum going if they want to entertain us and they want to take it forward. Because the Group F will be facing either one of those teams from Group D. So if it's an England-Germany round of 16, it's going to be a tough one, but a game worth watching indeed as well. So
definitely, yeah. And Wednesday too, we got the France versus Portugal game. I think that one's going to be interesting. Portugal, they've got a lot to prove after that loss versus Germany. France also drew with Hungary, so both of them they're going to go for it here.
They definitely will, and it should be exciting times for all of us to catch the world of Euros. Let us know how you are placed in terms of planning and trying to watch those games. Do let us know on the text lines 4215. For the time being, the Majlis will let you enjoy some of the musical entertainment on offer, and we shall quickly move on. And we will be back again bright and early tomorrow morning.
We certainly will. And if you'd like to listen to the bits from the show, check out our podcast pages at Spotify, SoundCloud, and Apple Podcast. We're also uploading on the YouTube channel at Pulse 95 Radio. Thank you all for joining us this morning. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Until then, stay tuned to Pulse 95.
If you liked this episode of The Morning Majlis, drop a like and subscribe.
95.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram for all our daily updates and top stories.
Pulse.